Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, we'll start on the daily chart, then we'll head over to the hourly. We're still battling over this price area, 2203 to 2275. It traded all the way down to 2275 last night. We've seen some strong closes by the bears, but then, they get into the overnight session and they just lay down and they give it all back. We've traded, as high as 22.10 half this morning. So we're knocking on the door to all-time highs. For me, there's a couple things that need to happen. If you're the bulls, you need to make new all-time highs today. You just do. You can't screw around for another day. And you need to take them out, not by a couple of ticks, but you need to take them out by at least a few handles. For me, the 2214 area is a level that's open for a test. You can see here on the hourly chart, we made matching highs at 2209 half, and I had talked about that in the room, and I actually talked about that on Twitter. You had matching highs here and here, and that got us into a nice looking little short. But the reality was, after the strong close, you had a lower high, and then the bears, the key pitfall to the bears, you could argue for the last 6 or 7 years, has been when they get that lower high, they can't do the final step, which is the definitive lower low, scare everybody out of the pool, and get an orderly move down. The times that they do it, we get violent moves down that anybody with a mouse and a dream can just click and buy and experience the V rally du jour. It moved back to weekly pivot, kissed it perfectly, came back off all the way back up to the highs. That's not good price behavior if you're short. It's not good price behavior if you're a bear. What you're establishing is, on Wednesday morning, you are establishing that weekly pivot is clearly support. You've had moves to 98, you've had a move to 96, none of it's held, and now every time it goes back to weekly pivot, it holds. And that creates higher lows. Now, higher lows need to get higher highs if the bulls are going to get what they want. So we're either range bound at this point, and in the room, I just try to short at 08 half to see if we really were range bound off of the stall up at 2209, 2210. Felt like garbage, so I took it off for a handle. And I'll always, you always have to try something like that. It's really no different than what I tried yesterday afternoon. The trade that I posted on Twitter, we did a short setup against 12 and we got in at 0875, and it was a nice little trade. If we're going to be range bound, then we're going to be range bound. And shorting or buying the extremes in any range always feels like garbage. But the one thing it usually does is it pays you pretty quick. So if you're going to do that and it doesn't pay you pretty quick, then you just need to step aside, take the little paper cut, and then wait to see what it wants to do. Because the way it's acting right now, it's acting like it wants more. And until the 2208 area breaks and converts to resistance now, I'm going to stay out of the short side unless we do something pronounced, something much higher that we can get some higher lows and wrap our head around risk. It's all about risk. If you don't know where your risk is, you should not be in a trade, okay? For the longs, it's very easy to see where their risk is and was last night. It kissed weekly pivot perfectly. So the most you were going to risk there was 96. I don't even think you needed to take that much risk. You had to say to yourself, okay, either it's going to hold weekly pivot or it's not. And it ended up a nice little trade. Yesterday, it was either going to hold 2209 half matching highs on the short, or it wasn't. And it was a nice little trade. So either we're range bound or the bulls are going to make a move. The lowest probability outcome today is that we get a big move from the bears. It's not impossible. It's just the way they're acting, it plays into the hands of the dip buyers. They get all their business done inside of an hour, and then people come in and buy it. So if we do get a dip off of the regular open this morning, you're going to see dip buyers come in. I would expect to see them as early as 2204 to 2206. If they get scared out of the pool, then we go back to the weekly pivot and we do this, we play the same game all over again. This type of tape action is ripe for dip buyers, and it's very, very difficult absent news, unless you get some news, for the bears to sustain moves down. Everything's got a bid. So that's where we are. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. Follow us over at Twitter at Princetontrader. Come check out the website, princetontrader.com. Come check out the chat room. We would love to meet you. Got a lot of new people in yesterday, which is good. I mean, we got a new month starting, so if you want to come check us out, it's a really good time to do it. New month starts tomorrow, and I will be back next month, tomorrow morning, with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.